Mr. President, Vietnam is participating in this emergency special session with a heavy heart and with great concern on the escalated situation in the Middle East. It is regrettable that the Security Council has been unable to take action on this urgent matter. We urge the Council to continue to work together to address the situation immediately. We also hope that the Council and the UN at large can send a unified and constructive message aimed at de-escalating tensions, ending hostilities, protecting civilians, and promoting dialogue and negotiations. Mr. President, my home country is not unfamiliar with disproportionate casualties and the destruction of critical infrastructure in situations of conflict. This takes an incredibly heavy toll, not only on human life, but also on socio-economic foundations that impede development for decades. Vietnam, therefore, once and again condemns in the strongest terms all indiscriminate attacks targeted at civilians and critical civilian infrastructure. They must be protected under international law, especially in compliance with international humanitarian law and relevant UN Security Council resolutions. I'd like to express our deep sympathy and condolences to the families of all civilians who lost their lives, including UN workers, in the recent flare-ups of conflict starting on October 7th and continuous events thereafter. If history can tell us anything, it is innocent civilians who bear the brunt of armed conflicts. All human life is precious, irrespective of race, religions, or gender. This is why all acts of hostilities and violence must end immediately in order to stop further suffering and bloodshed. Hostages must be safely released at once and without conditions. We strongly urge all parties to refrain from the use of force and exercise utmost restraint. Violence only incites more violence. There is a lot of work to be done. We call for urgent provisions, especially by the UN, of rapid, safe, and unimpeded humanitarian assistance. Water, food, medical supplies, fuel, and electricity must reach those in serious need. We urge all concerned parties to make every effort to facilitate this. Vietnam welcomes and commends all international mediation and reconciliation efforts towards a peaceful, just, and lasting resolution to this conflict, which must be based on international law and relevant resolutions of the United Nations. Durable peace can only be achieved through a comprehensive solution. It is our consistent position to support the two-step solution for the establishment of an independent state of Palestine that coexists in peace with the State of Israel based on the pre-1967 borders and with East Jerusalem as its capital. Vietnam calls upon all concerned parties to work towards an environment that is conducive to the cessation of hostilities, the escalation of tensions, and the return to peace talks and negotiations. All of us must actively contribute to that end. I thank you, Mr. President.
This has been the Nod News Network. Transmission complete.